I did do a chart, a tax rate history chart for everybody, and if you'll go back to 2015, if you'll remember, and I know it's because the values have gone up, but this is where the city was in 15. In 2015, we were charging .852309 per $100. That's 85 cents on $100. Today, it is 69.73.75. That's nearly 16 cents less than what it was back then. But again, you have to take in values have gone up, which is a good thing for the city. The values have gone up. Yes, sir. I've also looked through, and this year they provide where people can make comments. And we had 4 on there that voted no on the tax rate. I did notice of the 4, 3 of them's values had gone up. One of them's value had actually gone down and was going to pay less this year than it did last year. But anytime you tell everybody I'm raising your taxes 3.5%, they're automatically going to think, well, in other words, that doesn't actually mean that it's forever property in River Oaks. It depends on your value as to what from last year to this year, whether or not it is going to go up or it's going to go down.
So, Marvin, are you saying on the county's website, there's ability to make a comment and
Yes.
move up or down?
Yes, sir. That's all under Senate Bill 2, you know, and all opened up. So, you know, it's, you can also look at all the tax rates of the other entities around, and you can also look at the history of your city and what you've done, and you can also look at your own property tax. And, of course, right now it just says proposed, after we can't adopt the tax rate tonight, and I'll tell you why, because by statute, because I did not present the budget to Paula, the initial draft until July the 28th. Under the statute, tax levy cannot be done until 30 days after I submitted that proposal to the city secretary. So that means, July 28th is when I did it, so I wouldn't be able to do it tonight. I have to wait till September 1, but here's the deal with the September 1 date. Under Senate Bill 2, I have 7 days from the public hearing tonight to present for us to levy our taxes for next year. So it has to be September 1. I'm sorry, I'd have to have a public hearing, but we will have to come, not necessarily a public hearing, but we will have to have a meeting on September the 1st. And with that, I'll entertain any questions. I will tell you that values were up a little bit this year, but not as much as they've been in the previous years. And also, this is the first year that you did get your TIP money included into your projections. So it was not a lot, but it has started. And again, that is not it's only on the increased value that will go into that special fund that you can use in that district. Other than that, I don't know much else I can tell you. I'll be happy to go over the worksheet that anybody that's interested in it. But in order to do what the statute says, I have to create a budget that can be supported by the tax revenue necessary, and that tax revenue that I propose to you is right almost to the penny.
Marvin, on this.
Wait a minute, Marvin.
On this, it says that the meeting to vote on the tax increase may not be held later than the 7th day.
Right.
Can we not meet earlier? Either
Yeah.
later than the 7th day or it has to be September
As long as
1st.
it passes the 28th day of August.
Well, you've got to get 28th of August is. That's right, right?
Yeah, you're going into the weekend.
All the weekends, yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Tuesday the 1st is right before Labor Day.
Any other comments in this public hearing? Hearing none, this public hearing is now closed. Item 14, action for public hearing, the city council shall announce at the public hearing the date, time, and place of the meeting at which it will vote on the proposed tax rate. The meeting to vote on the tax increase may not be held later than the 7th day after the date of the public hearing or September 1st, 2020.
I think Morgan did that September 1st at 7 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
Should we do 6?
I could get here at 6.
Would they rather do 6? Because all we're gonna do is just open and basically close.
Take action, so.
Well, we have a few other things.
Next Tuesday, then.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I could do 6 o'clock. Can anybody else do 6?
Yeah.
I can make it, it's pushing it, but I can make it.
What time? I can.
6 o'clock?
6. 6, yeah, that works. Any motion on that, Martin?
Yes, I do.
Make a motion to set the, public hearing, date, time, and place for the, vote on the tax rate, proposed tax rate to be September 1st at 6 p.m. here at City Hall.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 15, consider approval of resolution 1025-2020, authorizing Economic Development Corporation expenditures from the 2020-2021 fiscal year budget as qualified for projects more than $10,000 and providing an effective date. First reading.
This is all the projects that are $10,000 or more out of EDC that it requires a resolution after 2 readings. This is your first reading tonight, and it includes the projects that we discussed in the budget that were $10,000 or more.
Item number 16, updating substandard property. Steve?
No, wait a minute, they'll have to vote on that.
I thought we voted after the second reading.
No, you vote each reading.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve resolution 1025-2020. Second.
Have a motion second to approve resolution 1025-2020. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, Steve Sanders, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're up.
928 Lighting has an approved CO. We'll be following with Tarrant County to remove it from substandard.
Good.
1017 Churchill is actively working on it. I made contact with them the other day, and they're gonna have their plumber and electrician come in and pull a permit. 1701 Yo is actively working on it. We found out the electric, yesterday, and they'll be finishing up hopefully by the end of next month. 1605 Yo is working on it. They have cleaned up all the debris from the outside from coke appliance. 1620 Woodlawn has been removed, has our approved CO, and we'll be following Tarrant County to remove from substandard.
Sounds good. Okay. Any questions for Steve? Item number 17, update from city manager advising the mayor and city council on personnel, city physical conditions, future needs of the city, and other city manager recommendations. Marvin?
I think what you have before you, for me, besides all the budget work we've done, is really that if you want to vote on the TML directors for the year, I provided that in. I can bring it back on the 1st if you want to look at it and decide whether you want to vote on those directors. The other thing that I presented to you